Have you noticed a pattern where you keep falling for people who never truly let you in? Maybe you find yourself investing a lot, your time, energy, and hopes, into someone who always seems just out of reach. They give you mixed signals. Sometimes they come close, but then they pull away again, leaving you wondering if you did something wrong, or if there's something about you that attracts only the emotionally unavailable. This cycle is surprisingly common and can be deeply painful. The hope that things will change keeps you hooked, making you replay every conversation, every look, searching for signs that maybe this time will be different. But then, the same disappointments repeat. You're not alone if you find yourself in this loop, feeling frustrated or even doubting your own worth. Why does this happen to so many of us? Often, it's about what feels familiar to our subconscious. If love in your past, maybe in childhood or your first relationships, was inconsistent or unpredictable, your mind can start to associate uncertainty with love itself. For example, if a parent or important figure was present sometimes but emotionally distant at others, or affection came only if you achieved or behaved a certain way, those early patterns can set the blueprint for your adult relationships. It becomes easy to confuse anxiety and longing with real connection. There's also the excitement, the chase, of winning affection from someone distant. Sometimes, we might unconsciously seek out the safety of emotional distance because true vulnerability feels scary. Being close to someone who's truly open can feel almost uncomfortable if you're used to working hard for attention and affection. So, how do you break this painful cycle? The first step is awareness. Start by noticing your own patterns and gently asking yourself, do I feel safe and valued in this connection? Or am I mostly anxious, insecure, and waiting for scraps of attention? Take some time to reflect on your earliest experiences with love and affection. Sometimes the things you're repeating now have roots that go much deeper than you expect. Building your own self-worth is key. When you know you deserve consistent, honest love, you naturally start to choose people who are able to give it. When you notice yourself getting caught up in mixed signals or uncertainty, pause and ask, what would I tell a good friend if they were in this exact situation? So often, we can see the truth for others much more easily than for ourselves. This practice can help you get perspective and clarity. Many people have managed to break free from these cycles, sometimes after years of repeating the same patterns. The turning point often comes when you're honest with yourself and start to choose people who are emotionally stable and consistent, even if that feels unfamiliar or less exciting at first. Real love is built on trust, respect, and safety, not constant anxiety. Have you been through something like this? What helped you recognize the pattern or finally move on? Share your story in the comments. Your insight might help someone else who's struggling right now. And remember, it's never too late to choose yourself and to build healthier, happier relationships. If this resonates with you, subscribe for more honest conversations about relationships and self-worth. In the next video, we'll talk about subtle red flags you might spot on a first date and how to trust your instincts. Speaking of first dates, have you ever left one with a strange gut feeling you couldn't quite explain? Sometimes, the smallest details at the very beginning are actually the biggest warning signs. Most of us are so focused on making a good impression ourselves that we can easily overlook them. For instance, notice if your date talks only about themselves and never shows real interest in you or your life, or if they treat waitstaff or strangers rudely. These little things often reveal more about someone's true character than any story they tell you. Pay special attention if your boundaries are tested early. Maybe you feel pressured to share more than you're comfortable with, or to move faster physically or emotionally than you want. Real respect means honoring your comfort and boundaries from the very beginning. Sometimes, red flags are even more subtle. Vague or inconsistent answers, stories that don't quite add up, or just an overall sense that something is off. Trust your instincts. Your gut often picks up on things your mind tries to explain away. Walking away isn't always easy, especially when you want things to work out. but protecting your peace is always worth it. What warning sign do you wish you'd noticed sooner? Share your experience below. Subscribe for more real talk about dating, boundaries, and building the love life you truly want. And next time, we'll dive into how to recognize emotional unavailability, not just in others, but in yourself, and why that awareness is so important for healthy relationships going forward.